Happy New Year! Well, this is the first episode of Ask Swenk in 2017. Hopefully your 2016 was incredible. And, we had a truly incredible. Now we have to get motivated for 2017. We have to make sure we're doing something different. I just got on a Facebook Live a little while ago, and basically I encouraged everybody to do 25% of something entirely new. Even if you had a fantastic year and you're looking at 2017 and saying, oh my gosh, how do I climb this big mountain that I just climbed? Or 2016 wasn't that good. How do I make sure I reach the top of the mountain or continue going up rather than just staying stagnant and going down? So I want to encourage you guys to do something different. Now, today's episode on Ask Swenk, we're going to answer Rob's question, and it's all about marketing your agency. So let's go ahead and get into the question.
I'm Jason Swenk, and I'm answering your questions. And this is Ask Swenk.
So Rob asked, I'm really struggling with marketing my own agency. We're crushing it with clients, but when it comes to marketing my company, we get smashed in the face by a huge wall. Totally know how that goes. I've started the process again, looking at to redesigning my website, creating ebooks. Don't do ebooks. And automated emails. But then I get to a point where I've finished the design and I start doubting everything before finally hating it. I'm now considering outsourcing it to a close friend with their own agency in another town. Any thoughts on overcoming this? So look, I totally get it. It's really hard to step outside of your agency because you're so freaking close to it. And one of the exercises that I walk my clients through is to really make sure that you have a really well-defined audience. Like really drill down into one particular audience if you're going through a redesign or you're struggling with your marketing. Chances are you haven't niched or niched down enough, right? I mean, think of my business. If I just said, hey, any professional service firm out there, I can help you out, right? Click on this button and give me your email address and I'll spam you to death, right? You're not going to do it. But if I say, hey, do you want to know how to get the client's budget when they tell you they don't have a budget 100% of the time? Just click the button below. I'll send you some really cool emails and do it, right? That's about knowing your audience and really being able to provide them something that they want. So once you understand your audience, then you can actually start drilling down into saying, all right, what do they want? What's the end goal do they want? Do they want more leads? Do they want to grow their business? Literally list them down, just a ton of them. Write down 10 of things that they actually want. Then the next thing I want you to write down is, what are their problems that they're having? What are they struggling with that's keeping them up at night, right? It could be that they don't have a lack of knowledge in marketing and they don't know what to do, right? So I want you to list all those out as well. And then I want you to think about, once you go back into what do they want, like pick the most important thing, right? Circle that. Pick the most important thing for what they struggle with. And then I want you to think, how does it make them feel? This is why people buy, and this is what your marketing should tell you, right? If you go to my website right now, as you watch this video or listen to the podcast, it basically says, hey, do you want to know how you can grow, scale, and possibly sell your agency, right? That covers, and then it walks them through kind of a plan and that kind of stuff. So that's something that agency owners want, right? And I'm asking as a question. The other thing that most agencies do wrong in their marketing is they position themselves as the star in their own story, right? In someone else's story, which then makes the visitor or your prospect kind of the sidekick, right? And I always kind of joke around that if you make yourself Batman, then you're making your visitor and the person that you want to be the star Robin. And no one wants to wear those ugly green tights. So you need to know how to position them as a star. Like if I went to any of your guys' websites right now, you'd probably basically say something like, hey, look at our agency. We're a unique agency that has a cool methodology that we can help you out do this, right? Rather than saying, hey, are you struggling with understanding marketing and this ever-changing in social media? Or are you overpaying in AdWords and you really want to look at alternatives in order to grow your attorney practice, right? That's putting them into the star seat, right? The lights are on them, not you. And that's one of the biggest things that's one of the biggest paradigm shifts I want you guys to really realize in 2017 is make them the star. You're not the star. Stop talking about you. If you look at your website and you hear you, or like me, you're deterring them, right? So I want you to think about that. The other thing I want you to think about in your marketing is making sure you demonstrate your methodology to them, or at least tell them that you have some kind of framework, a proven framework that you're going to walk them through. If you do this, and if you say, hey, I understand you want this, but you're struggling with this, which makes you feel this way, I certainly understand where you're coming from. We have this detailed plan that we walk our clients like you through, right? Because it demonstrates that you actually have a plan. That's what people are looking for. And no one cares what you do, like web design or SEO. At the end of the day, they just care about, can you get me closer to what I want and take away my pain so I feel better? If you really start thinking about that and really drilling down your niche and then having a call to action. That's the last rant I'll tell you is I go to so many of your guys' websites and I look at them, and even on the top, it's like, hey, just call me. Like your call to action is like pitching marriage right off the bat. If you have one, most people don't even have a call to action on their homepage or any page. Literally, you should have a call to action on every one of them. And you can have two different kind of call to actions. You can have the marry me after you, depending on where they're at in the life cycle, going down, you can have the marry me. But a lot of times I always like to tell people, have that call to action to the next step. Watch this video, opt in, right, to get this stuff. So make sure you have a call to action. So if you do all of this, you're going to be a lot more successful with your marketing. And if you're still having struggles with this, I would definitely encourage you to check out the agency playbook. There's a whole system dedicated to positioning. And if you have the wrong positioning, you're going to mess up your marketing, right? You can't go into prospecting because too many people start in the prospecting stage, which really is system 4, because you have to have clarity of where you're going, right? You have to have the right positioning. You have to have the right offering, and then you can go into the marketing and prospecting. So I'd encourage you guys to think about those right systems. And if you want to know more about the agency playbook, make sure you go to jasonswenk.com. You should know the website, right? Why should I tell you this? And do /playbook. And it will tell you more about this in order so you can actually position your agency, get better marketing, and it really dives deeper into this so that you can truly win and step outside. And so that's it. So make sure you go do that. So the exercise for you guys is to create a worksheet, go through those questions that I just went through, and then start thinking about how can you position yourself as the advisor, the trusted advisor, right? Going back to my analogy, you want to be Alfred. You want them to be Batman, right? If you're Batman, you're going to make them Robin. So change that perspective, that thinking, and you'll have a really good 2017 or 2018, 2019. Or hell, if you're watching this video 100 years from now, great grandkids, don't grandpop or great grandpop look good? Go do that now. I want you to join the conversation. Make sure you comment and subscribe. Thanks for giving me your most valuable asset.